crane at the top of the hill. It needs to be right here where this lift is. And we're gonna take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and a quarter. 5 and a quarter trees down. So yeah, should be fun. Stay tuned. Fun fact, I picked up an entire dock right over there and set it in the water like that one. And they floated it out across the lake and it's at somebody's house over here. I don't know where it's at, but put it in the water over there. It's pretty cool. They put the little floaty things up under it and just took it right out across the lake. Pushed it with jet skis. Yeah. So we've got some newly poured driveway with this other driveway. All the driveway looks pretty nice. And so I'm gonna try and take it super wide and stay on the center of the driveway as best I can. And we got a fire hydrant over here. So we're gonna try our best to be gentle getting into here. This is just tree work. Trying to fit big cranes into little spots. So, but we'll go slow and have a couple people watching for us. So, one strategy that I like to do when I'm maneuvering the crane is I'll overshoot a turn and then back it up. And turn in. That way I'm not turning. I'm hitting the turn more in the center of the turn. Almost forgot to turn it off. If you don't turn it off and you just turn the key on up there, it will not operate. And the most important thing to be successful for the day is our Patriot Lifting coffee. It'd be cool if it was our brand. I'll bet you there's a Patriot Coffee Company, but I just can't change brands of coffee like that.
We're gonna be doing some dropping.
Okay, enough said. I'll put it on. Give me about 10 minutes. So we're gonna take the block off and put the ball on. Because we're gonna be dropping down into the trees and yeah, it's gonna be a little bit of a pain, so I need to have the ball on for that. We made a video one time of the best place to like drop this, and we usually drop it in front of the crane, but since we've got all that cribbing up under there, it would be very hard to reach up and get the becket loose and all the other things, so we just decided to kind of swing it off to the side and take the block loose over here. So it's just real nice grass. Yeah. Calvin's getting mic'd up. You can put it on your helmet. You look like you lost some weight too.
Me?
Yeah, but you look like you lost muscle mass. It's that lift. It's that lift. You've been working at that lift the whole time, haven't you?
I haven't been climbing much. All the, the best climbers are like those skinny guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, it's a sign of like being very efficient. It really is. Yeah, okay, fine. I lost some muscle mass, but that is a sign of being very efficient.
So I didn't even notice y'all got the new chipper, the new big Bandit.
Oh yeah, it's pretty cool. In the first like 2 hours of us owning it, it broke down and we had to send it back.
Wait, am I gonna be able to get that out of that white oak? Is it up in there?
It's not in there. No, it's
Okay.
not in there.
All right, cool. Yeah, stop that out.
Yeah, we bought that Bandit and put like an hour on it, and then the next day started to use it, and it like the feed wheel stopped turning, and we called the techs, and they were like stumped. All right, that's good. And they were like, yeah, I don't know, you're gonna have to bring it in. And then we had to bring it in and not have it for a few days. It literally had like 2 hours on it. The reason I'm strapping both of them, I did a half hitch up there and then ran it down and strapped it to this, is because the tree, and this, I might not have to do that on this piece, but I have learned that I need to start doing this. The tree is used to being held up from the trunk, from the stump. This limb that I'm on right now has never been held up from that limb right there. So like,
yeah, that makes sense. The fibers are all growing, supporting the weight,
yeah,
holding it up.
This would really matter if I went to like cut it right here. But it should be fine that I'm cutting it down there. But especially if that bottom limb is big, I have strapped the top, cut it somewhere right here, and that whole piece splits off and falls like on a roof. Yeah, like the tree. Oh, you can cable up. I forgot to cable you up.
Sorry, we were talking. Get it out of here without messing up that fence. Yeah, I like it. I like that.
The day that I did that, where the big bottom lead split off and fell in the house, that was the same day. Before that, we were doing a sweet gum, and it was some big crane company we were using because you weren't available, and the crane dude swung a sweet gum limb into some like high voltage power lines, and like nothing happened. It was crazy.
Huh.
It was weird. Yeah. Yeah. Anytime I'm about to die, God makes me not die. That's been a theme of my life.
It was very frustrating.
Yeah.
Wow, there's a lot of leaf weight on that.
Yeah, I couldn't tell. That's what I was
Worked out great. So a little twist and fell in the drain.
Cable up.
Need a good daily driver, gonna be a little bit gas conscientious, you know, but adventure is a must.
Well, I don't drive something that so I have never stressed about gas prices really. Do you know the very first civilian to own a Hummer or like a Humvee or yeah?
Wasn't that Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Did I already tell you this before?
No.
There's no way you knew that.
I know about Hummers. Like they're like a dream. They're like a dream vehicle.
I've never met anyone who knew that.
Really?
I shouldn't be saying this on YouTube though. People are gonna be like, everyone knew that, you idiot.
No, there's so I did like a study of the history of the Hummers, and after filming some sort of movie or something, Arnold Schwarzenegger like fell in love with it. He just bought the one that they used in the movie set. Wasn't that how it went?
Something like that. But like it was illegal, so then he was like, make it not illegal so I can have a Hummer, and they were like, oh yeah, good point. And then I think he was the first one to ever have, like first civilian to have one, that they let have one.
Huh.
If you try to move it or pick it up somehow. Yeah.
That's what happened. Steer it.
Just keep an eye on the shape of it and what angle it looks like it wants. Alright. What do you think about that? Is that scary?
I'll just whittle away at it. It's probably gonna spin down now.
I think you should cut her. Cut her and lay her down. Have fun.
All right,
Laying
thanks.
that down. If you can lay that down, then it really did just knock out a huge chunk. That was like,
Probably should have thrown some sort of a tagline on this thing. But I think
yeah,
those people would get it around.
there'd be no challenge in that though.
Yeah. The thing is yeah, every tree job, if you don't have a challenge, you need to just kind of make one. Just kind of like what
Yeah,
we did just now.
Because then you'll just end up quitting tree work.
Yeah, it'll be boring. And then it'll just be like, I'm not doing it anymore.
I'm really not all that great of a crane climber if I'm not working with you. Like, the reason we take, we have wild picks and days, it's because you were like, yeah, just do it. I won't flip like that. You like give me the confidence and you work with me. Anytime I'm like, today's not that impressive. Like, I'm just, okay, it's Friday and I'm staring at like water. I'm staring at a lake. It's making me think about how much I want it to be Saturday. So I'm really just one strapping stuff. As long as we have the weight right, it's not like damaging or too sketchy.
Yeah.
So we're just, stuff isn't super pretty today. We're just one strapping stuff and letting it roll. As long as you got the weight right, it's okay if it rolls, but we like to be super pretty with it and get it balanced. Today, we're just kind of running through it. And
Just having a good time. Just out here going, hey, let's cut on it a little bit, see which way it wants to go, and we'll just go with it. Yeah.
And I just realized how all those highlights, like, I'm not as good as I look. I'm this good because I work with Matt. That's what I'm trying to say.
Whatever. I think the biggest thing we got between us is just trust. It's trust that you're not gonna go wild with a saw and just start cutting things and not have an eye for the details. You gotta watch what the tree wants to do. You gotta have somebody defending you on the other end. And that's the thing. It's like when I go work with other guys, they don't necessarily defend the crane. They're just like, cut it here? Okay. So, typical example of, you can get it in 2 picks or whatever. You take a monster piece and it won't fit where it's gotta go. So, it's not always on the crane capacity when you're doing tree work. Sometimes it's about where it's going, and you kind of have to have that forethought of, is it gonna fit where we're gonna put it?
Yeah, I had that thought.
Yeah, I disregarded it totally. I was just like, whatever. These guys, they got saws and stuff, so we can drop it down and they can whittle on it. All right, so he's coming down to get a bigger saw, which just happens to be beside the cameraman's leg. Good old 500i right there.
Are you gonna let me take half that log?
Oh, yeah. Once we get the limbs off, we can take off.
Stand there and play with the phone.
Yeah, we're gonna cut. In this situation, it's good to cut out the in-between rigging. So like, yeah, we gave you a big mess, but now I don't have, like, it was just one piece. I rigged it once and cut a big piece. So we cut out a lot of crane time.
Yeah.
And yeah, now you gotta clean up a tree. That's your job.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 7,200. 7,200 pounds. Yeah. And I really enjoyed trying to fit it in there. Callum discouraged me. You'll see it on the video, but Callum was like, are you sure? And I was like, not my problem. Like, well, we'll be all right. They can whittle on it. And, but it definitely fit less than I thought it was going to. I thought it was gonna I thought we were gonna be able to get some limbs close to the ground to where we could just like hack a limb off and then lay it down, but it wasn't that way. But I appreciate y'all getting up on the porch and doing that because I couldn't even get it.
Yeah.
I was watching both houses and it wasn't even close, but it was awesome.
Sounds good, yeah.
Yeah, literally knocked out like half the tree.
Yeah.
3 picks, or do you want to do just that limb and then
Half a log.
the next half with that one limb?
Yeah, let's do the limb and then half a log with the limb.
Okay. Then, yeah, it's still 3 picks. It'll be 3 picks either way. Okay.
This one's gonna be like a single pick deal. That one won't take long at all. And this one probably like, I don't know, 3 picks. Yeah, something like that. Bless you.
Alrighty. You see YouTube, if we were to break these 2 fibers, we would have to put more weight on it than it actually weighs. And then that wouldn't be very smooth.
Yeah, that would like shock load us.
Hit those fibers. All right, cable up. Okay, look, okay, look, okay, look. I like consistency.
Yeah. Get it stuck, cut it out. Get it stuck, cut it out.
Yeah. Instead of something, me cutting it different every time and something else happening, I like to just get my bar stuck every time.
Yeah.
Special ability of flying.
What?
If you had the ability of flying, then what job do you think you could make the most money on?
If I had the ability to fly?
If you could fly, what job could you go get that you would make like the most money on? Because I've always
probably
thought like, man, imagine being like a tree climber and being able to fly. It'd be wild. You'd like be the best tree worker in the world. But then I was like, wait, if you can fly, there's a job out there that would be way better than tree.
I was thinking like avalanche, controlled avalanche guy.
What is that?
They set bombs in certain locations to detonate avalanches for controlled avalanches. Those guys get paid a lot of money.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'd have
Like,
to think about
is there
that.
like a lot of tower stuff? A lot of ironwork or tower stuff you could do?
Yeah, like the iron workers that climb the towers, then walk the beams and stuff. Those guys, that'd be pretty sweet. I wonder if OSHA would still make you wear a harness if you could fly. Be like, suck it, OSHA.
Yeah, would they?
I can fly.
Like, oh, he's different. He doesn't have to wear a harness.
Yeah.
Why does he have to wear a harness? Because he can fly.
Yeah, knock him off. Let's see.
You know, like, what is something you can do full time and get paid so good for it because you're so efficient?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, you wouldn't waste someone who can fly on the guy who delivers anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wait, stop. There's this flying squirrel in this hole.
There's a what?
A flying squirrel in this hole. Just running back and forth. Just gonna see if I can snag it. Where'd you go? Okay.
I guess he's gonna stay in there.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, I loved it. It was so cool. Yeah.
Hey, an outlet on this tree that I just discovered.
Oh, there's a, what kind of phone charger is it? Because mine's about to die.
It's just like the kind that you would find in a wall. I think that it's cut off right here. I think I can cut through this without hitting the wire.
My phone's about to die. Oh, okay. I need a charger. I don't have a charger. Are you avoiding something?
Yeah, I'm not cutting that.
Oh, okay. I was wondering why you weren't doing a stump cut.
your chain's good and it's cutting smooth, like maple just feels really smooth when you cut it.
What do you mean? Is it cut?
It's like the consistency or the density when your saw's cutting good, and then you go cut through. Like if you go cut through a poplar, that's like you could call that like butter because it just tears through. But a maple is like kind of a hard wood, but it just feels really buttery for some reason. Like cutting through that feels nice and consistent and smooth. And cutting through an oak is not like that.
I don't think I've ever cut through a maple.
It is fun cutting through like poplar or pine or even sweet gum, but it's weird because maple, this is like a hard wood, but it still feels smooth for some reason. I think that oaks and like water oaks are really grainy. I think that's what it is.
Can I keep coming that way a little bit?
A little. We got these dead sticks on this fence, but they're just little dead sticks.
Yeah. Oh, there goes the squirrel. Catch the squirrel.
Where? Which side?
He's coming to you. He's coming to the trunk. There he is, right there.
He's gonna bite the crap out of me. Ah! He tried to bite me. I almost had him. He tried to bite me. He's gonna bite me. Oh, he's gonna bite me. Yeah, he's not biting me right now. Can't believe I just caught a flying squirrel with him not biting me.
You usually get a little pissy.
It's hard to hold him without letting him bite me, because you can squish him if you squeeze too much. He's gonna bite me if I let go. He's really trying to get out to bite me. Look at his big old eyes.
Yeah.
He's about to get me. Where should I put him? What are we not removing?
You put him on that other.
Take him over to that side. He's probably gonna bite me before I can get rid of him.
That's how fast he is?
His little squirmy head. You ready for the release?
That's nice. He's probably been in that tree before. He's probably thinking like, oh great, I've already been to this neighborhood. I don't like this neighborhood. This is across the yard. I don't want to deal with these people. This is where the thug squirrels are.
I didn't even think about how you could, if you wanted to, just take me over the water and dump me.
Okay. All right, cool. I thought he was about to hit that. He got real close to that water spigot. I don't want him to hit it.
What?
He got really close to that water spigot with that bobcat. I don't want him to hit it. So I honked the horn, but he didn't hear me. But he didn't hit it.
All right. her up.
All right, watch your head. I'm just. Yeah.
Boom into this brush and grab that side. Wait, let me deal with my rope first. If I can figure out how to do this without it going in the water, I would like to. Cable up. Okay, cable up. You might want to swing back to the right.
What is holding me?
I told you it's tangled up. Swing to the right. There we go.
All right.
Still in there a little bit, but it should come out with swing. It might come out if it wants to. Maybe if you ask it politely.
I told it to come out. There it goes. Cameraman.
Just drop it in the lake.
Okay.
Do you have one of those hooks that can just drop something at the push of a button?
Yeah, I wish.
I see a turtle.
Yeah. It's probably gonna move.
Yeah, it's probably gonna do something.
It probably. I mean, can you get any more butt weight?
Yeah, I can. I just can't tell how much to give.
Well, I'll give you an idea. So,
Yeah.
just from like a measurement perspective, the ball is right here. You're only about 6-7 feet on that side of the ball.
I can't tell.
Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna walk out to the tips here.
Okay.
Tips are. I don't want to fall in the water because I can't swim. So looking up, I have a fear of looking up. I don't have a fear of looking down. I can look down all day long. It doesn't bother me. Looking up really trips me out. So limb tips way out here, and over here. Limb tips over here.
Okay.
So center of ball way back over there. So you might want to get like a little chunk of wood.
Yeah. Yeah, water's I'm letting her, she's not. Well, she's rolling, it's not gonna be long. Alright, bud's coming up, okay? So
Bud's coming up.
might want those tips to go down a little.
Alright.
I never know how much they're coming up. Yeah, but still, she's still gonna come
Nice.
We got her pretty close.
That was good. That was as good as a nasty two-strapping pick could go.
Yeah, I was not sure about where those straps were going.
I really didn't know anything.
'Cause if I had the option of using more straps, I would not have strapped it like that.
Yeah, but it actually
thought that was
worked
the best
really
thing to do.
well. It worked really well. So I'm gonna go this way. Cameraman, watch out. Might want to back up. Don't get up under it.
Do you think if you were to set up your crane in a tornado, do you think that it would be still standing at the end of the tornado?
I don't know. I would assume it would probably, it might just twist a bit. I've seen tornadoes do some crazy stuff to trees, so.
just have to do.
Challenging. The first one was pretty crazy. We couldn't get it rigged up how we'd like because
I might need three. We either need to do this one smaller or it needs to have 3 straps.
like do the tips first.
We could do one side so that it doesn't roll, or we are doing the whole thing with 3 straps. It would be better to get the next piece in 2 pieces.
Get the what?
It would be better to get this next one in 2 pieces instead of 1. And that way we just need 2 straps.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do it in 2 pigs. It's just really challenging it being on the bottom of the tree. So, and it's very funny shaped, and it's pretty big.
There. It's really hard to get it to not be tip heavy.
Matt had to go. And now I'm the boss in town. I'm just the joystick user today. While Matt's gone. Yeah, let's go to the doctor. But I'm back, baby. And we're gonna get ready to lift this stuff. Guys in the tree. Looks pretty fun. I wish I could do it.
So this second piece we're doing is bigger than the first piece, and the first piece went surprisingly bad. So we're taking this in more pieces. Hopefully we can get this lead done in two picks. I've got it rigged up. It's really hard to get this stuff not to be tip heavy, so the tips are probably going to go down. And if we're rigging something to where the tips want to go down, you need to let them go down, because if we don't let the tips go down if they want to go down, it means the butt is going to come up, and that is sketch and unsafe. So we also don't have much room really. If the tips go down, it kind of just hits a bunch of nothing. It might even hit the water. There's just this little shed right here we need to try to dodge. Because we're kind of, well, I forgot. You might be over boomed, which is a good thing because it'll get this piece away from me and away from the sheds. How much pressure do you have on it right now?
I'm at 1500, but I don't know how much.
Yeah, that's about right. I'm just gonna cut it slowly, and the wood is gonna tell me what I need to do and what you need to do. So my headset died, so the only way I can talk to you is like grabbing my phone. So when I put my phone up and start cutting, I won't be able to hear you. You might be able to hear me if I turn the saw off and talk. So I'm just gonna start cutting and go slow, and I'm going to let you know anything if you need to know it. But the goal is to get this thing off without it moving much, and then I'll put the saw up when it's done, and I'll grab this phone and try to like help you get this piece out if you need help. Alrighty, I'm putting the phone up. I'm making the cut. So the cable is already like touching some brush up there, but I want to know if you can swing it left at all.
Left?
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna keep cutting a little bit. Alright, that was good because it did not touch the building. We did it slow enough. Alright, cable straight up. going a little bit, cable down. There we go. Swing to the right. Now cable back up. Yep. Now you can just swing it and cable up. You can actually boom up too, because now that you're clear of this oak tree, you can boom up, because I think you were boomed down pretty far. Make sure it's as tight as you can get it, and then put a lot of wraps on it. Thing really not swing?
I mean, I'm swung, but it's stuck. Let's go.
There we go, there we go. Cable up, cable up. Cable up. All right, stop. Now I'm going to finish cutting through the holding wood, and we've got a tagline on it, so we gotta like completely get slack on the tagline before you take it away.
Alright. Set it down? We finished the job. Got those branches down, cleaned it all up. Now we just got to take the crane down, or took the ball off and everything. We're ready to go. Subscribe, like the video, and we'll see you on the next one. Hopefully Matt will be back. But yeah, peace out.
There's an alligator over there. It really creeped me out when I put my sunglasses on. So I was like, what?